Welcome back, guys. So now we're going to start looking at different commands, and all the lessons that I'm going to teach you here, they're guided by the application, of which you can find its link in the description box below. The first command which we're going to look at is the help command. This help command is used to search for help. For example, you don't know any command which you can type, you can simply type help. Now, on typing commands, you can type in any case. MS-DOS is not case sensitive, so you can type either in lowercase or uppercase, it will work the same. So after typing each and every command, you have to press the enter key. So after pressing the enter key for the help, you can see that we have things like this. Let me go up, and on up here you can see that it tells us the prompt which we have used and the command which has been executed. And it says for more information on a specific command, you have to type help, then the command name itself. So it's going to explain what that command does. And on this page, what we're seeing here, on the left side, this is the command, and here is a description of that particular command. For example, this one also says it displays or modifies file extension associations. So just by looking at this, you can learn different commands that maybe I'm not going to teach you because I'm just following the syllabus. So that's how you can learn other commands. Okay, let's go to the next command. The second command which we're going to use is the VER. VER stands for version, and you use this command to check the version of the current operating system. So simply type VER, don't type version info. Here we're using a short form of version, and you have to press enter. After pressing enter, you should be able to see something like this. As you can see here, it says Microsoft Windows and the version itself. That's how that command works. The third command which we're going to look at is called CLS. CLS stands for clear screen. Now, as you can see here, after working the screen, it's like it has a lot of things in, and sometimes it tends to confuse when you are working with different commands. So you have to clear the screen so that it looks clean. So you just have to type CLS and press enter key. As you can see, we have retained the command prompt and ready to accept any command which you want to type. By the way, after clearing the screen, it doesn't mean that you have cleared the history. So you can go to the previous command by pressing the up arrow. As you can see, the commands that are changing. And if you want to execute it, you just have to press the enter key. We have another command which we're going to look at, and that's dir. Dir is a short form for directory, and use this command to view or display the contents of a directory. By default, what you do is like you display the contents of the current directory. For example, if I type dir here, it means that we're going to see the contents of this current directory, which is Innocent Chloe, as I've already said. So let's type dir and press enter. As you can see here, it's giving us the information which is contained in this particular directory. Remember, we said the directory is like a storage box or a container in which files and other folders reside. That's it. Now, on this, you see the first thing, this is the date and the time when a particular file or a folder was created. And the next column, it shows whether that particular thing is a file or a directory. If it's a directory, you should be able to see something like this. And if it's a file, here it will remain blank. And the next column, you are going to see the size occupied by that particular file. And for directories, it doesn't show. But for files, it shows. And this size, they are in bytes. As you can see here, we have 42, and this is 23. And if you want to see that this is indeed a file whatsoever, you just have to check for the last part, and you should be able to see that there's an extension and as you can see here, we also have an extension like this one. So it shows that this is a file. And below here, you are going to see the summary of the directories that you have, and it says we have 7 files. So you can simply count files by looking at this. And you have 29 directories. By the way, these files, they're occupying 22,828 bytes. That is the total size. And the free size in this drive is this one. That's how this command works. Sometimes you would like to see to view the content of a subdirectory or the current directory. And to do that, you simply type dir space, then you specify the directory name itself. And for this one, for example, we have this directory SCF. So we want to see the content that we have in the SCF. But currently, we are in directory Innocent Grow. So what we're going to do, we're just going to type dir space SCF. This means that view the content of a directory SCF. If you press enter, you can see that we have this. And it says we have 1 file and 2 directories, which are these ones. So, by the way, if you just see a directory without a name here, these are just navigation. First one with a single dot, this is the current directory itself. But this one with 2 dots is like the parent directory or the current directory which has been executed. So that's what it means. Meaning to say that if you go to another interface, like graphical user interface, you are not going to see these things. So to find the exact number of directories when you are using the command line, you have to subtract n-2. 2 is like for these ones, as we have done here. So that's what you do. Sometimes you'd like to change the way you are viewing the content of the directories, and this is when we introduce the switches. So we have 3 switches that we can use with the dir command. The first switch is /p, the second switch is /w, and the third one is the combination of the two, that's /p, /w. Okay, so we're going to start with the first one, /p. And you simply type dir, then /p. This switch allows you to view the content of the screen in a pause format, or one screen at a time. So I press enter, you can see that it's giving us the very same information, but below here it says press any key to continue. It's like it simply takes some of the information that you have in your directory and displayed. So you keep on pressing any key until you reaches the command prompt again, as you can see now here. So that's how the /p works. So what about the /w? /w, the W itself is from the word wide. So the command or the switch allows you to view the contents of directories in a wide format or on full screen. Simply type dir space then /w and press enter. As you can see now, we have viewed all the information just on a single screen. And on this, we have both directories and files as well. So how to identify that this is a file, this is a directory? For directories, just to check something which is inside the square brackets. Everything inside the square brackets, that is a directory. And if it's not inside the square bracket, just know that that's a file. As you can see here, these are directories, whereas this one, this is a file. And for summaries, you can see down here it says 7 files occupying the space. And we have 29 directories. Remember, I've said -2, it means that we have 27 directories in total. So what's the difference when you have viewed the contents of a directory using the /p and the /w? Let's check here. These contents are seen after executing the command using the /w. And for these ones, after executing using the /p. Here the difference is that when you are using the /p, important information such as the date of creation as well as the size of a particular file appears. Whereas for this, we don't have those information. So you have to take note of that. Now, what if we combine these two switches? So it's going to be dir /p/w and press enter. So you can see that here the information is viewed on a wide screen, and it also says press any key to continue. It's like it combines the two, and the important information is not shown. So I can simply press here, then we have that. Today's last command is exit. Exit is used to close the command prompt itself. So you simply have to type exit, the word itself, and press enter. You can see we have closed that. So these are the first 5 commands that we have learned today: help, dir, cls, dir, and exit.